All right, Jake says we're live, so here we are. This is Live at 5. My name's Jack. The man behind the screen that you can't see, that's Jake. We'll make him a permanent fixture of the show here soon. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time with that. Welcome to Live at 5. My name's Jack. I already said that, but I'm going to say it again. Third time's a charm. Maybe I'll say it later. So today on Live at 5, as you might have guessed, yes, we are going to go over some custom shops because we love the Fender custom shop department. We're always getting something very spectacular from them. I know it's not a trendy thing. It doesn't roll off the tongue, but today's Telly Thursday apparently. We got 3 custom shop Tellys up here. 2 very awesome and unique ones, and 1 pretty standard. I'll let you figure out which is which. And then we have a cool new acoustic. It's kind of a sneak preview of something that's coming out here, and I'm very excited for these because it kind of takes that intermediate entry level. It's like the entryway to intermediate guitars is like the best way to put it, and it takes that and elevates it to a new standard while leaving it at a very similar, familiar, and comfortable price range. So I'm very excited to show you those because I may have purchased one yesterday and I fell in love with it. So I'm excited to show it to y'all because I think this should be the new standard for guitars in this price range. So very excited for that. Then we all know I love a good acoustic guitar, so why wouldn't I highlight that? And then I'm going to use our very own Island Music 15th anniversary Taylor guitar to highlight some ways that we can control the humidity of our investments, of our instruments, of our tools, of our equipment, because it is that time of year. Whereas the colder it gets, the humidity in our rooms, our houses will decline. And you might think, oh, I'm in an okay space, the humidity in my house is fine. It's not always the case. You might think my home never goes above this temperature range. My humidity is okay. But what ultimately affects the humidity in your house, unless you have a humidity controlled house, is also the temperature around your house. Think of it as atmospheric pressure in a sense. It's going to control that. The colder the temperature, the less water vapor is in the air. So your house temperature might be fine. The temperature inside your house might be at, 60, 68 degrees, somewhere in there. But if around your house is only 30 or 40 degrees, there's not much water vapor in the air surrounding your house, and that will affect the internal humidity percentage of your home. So we're going to show you ways to help maintain and control that, because the last thing you want is to invest in a brand new instrument and then 3 weeks to 3 months down the line have a crack in the top, or have the seams come undone, or the finish starts flaking on you, or the fretboard starts tearing away, or the frets start hanging over the neck because they're too sharp because your neck is shrinking. There's a lot of possibilities of things that can go wrong with poor humidity control, so I want to show you how to best combat that and keep your guitars at a well-maintained, playable level, so that we can all continue to love playing guitar. But before we get to that, let's hit these custom shops. We're going to go left to right. So first here is the 68 Custom. It is a blue flower. These are always really cool. They're gorgeous guitars. Again, the Fender Custom Shop does no wrong. Let's see here. So, alder body. This is using the hand-wound 67 neck and bridge pickups. Maple neck. Very cool. This is a compound radius of 7.25 to 9.5. Late 60s truss rod style. That's always worth noting because that's going to be in the heel, like the neck pocket, to have access to adjust. Very cool. Yeah, 67, so 60 style Telly neck as well. Very cool. The blue on these is always so vibrant. It jumps right out at you. And then when they do the color design in here, they do a great job of accenting it with colors that are really going to stand out. The neck feels phenomenal. I like that 7 1/4 to 9 1/2 radius. It keeps it a 60 style neck, but it helps keep it like a slim, thinner profile. So it's not like holding a baseball bat. You don't feel like you just purchased a brand new Louisville Slugger. If you're holding a guitar, it's very comfortable to play. Phenomenal job from the custom shop here on this Fender. Continuing left to right, this here is also from the custom shop. This one is the American Custom Telly, and I want to make sure I grab the right color on this one. I don't see it in the sheet. But I think it's called Kelly Green. Emerald Green. See, this is why Jake needs to have a microphone to be part of the show. He can keep me in line. This Emerald Green. This also has a gorgeous, was it it's AAA. AAA bird's eye maple, not triple I. That's if we were talking about Fender in Australia. But no, this is a AAA bird's eye maple fretboard. And the whole neck actually is gorgeous. It's all that same way. It's a phenomenal finish. We have the hand-wound no-caster pickup in the neck, a hand-wound loaded 51 no-caster in the bridge. It has the fat control with the 50s Tele electronics. This is an ash body, and let's see, 52 Tele style neck. Where was the radius on this one? So this one is a 9 1/2 to 12 inch radius, large C-shaped neck. And so if we were to compare these two back to back, you would notice right away that this is going to have that beefier neck. Not quite baseball bat style, but if you like having something a little heavier to the feel of the guitar, this neck is going to be the way to go. Especially with these no-caster pickups in there. This thing's going to sing and be phenomenal at literally everything, especially because you, it's just gorgeous. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. It's got the nice binding on the body, the emerald green finish, locking tuners, and another cool feature on this one and the blue flower is that it's not relicked. We hear every time we talk about a new custom shop guitar that's relicked, someone inevitably will come into the shop and say, but why? Why is it relicked? Well, they're not all relicked. Sometimes they come out looking like this, and this is a monster of a guitar. This is a gigging machine. This is the Fender Custom Shop American Custom in emerald green with a AAA bird's eye maple neck. Gorgeous. This last one is my favorite. So if you don't like relic guitars, I'm sorry, but this one's my favorite. This one here is the 65 heavy relic. So the heavy relic shows you, if we're just gonna, I'll walk a little closer to the camera. I'm not sure how close of detail we'll be able to get on it, just the way we're currently set up. But I'll bring it up closer here and we'll highlight. I'm gonna show you what makes it a heavy relic, because we don't get too many of the heavy relics. So I'm going to talk about the specs, and then I'll bring the guitar forward and kind of point some things out to you. Alder body, large C-shaped neck, 9 1/2 inch radius. This one is maple neck, twisted Tele neck pickup, and the hand-wound relic bridge pickup. Yeah. Cool. 3-color sunburst on the finish, and it's faded, obviously. When you look at the relic, you can tell that it is a faded finish. But what makes it heavy relic plus the fading adds a whole new kind of take and ambiance to the guitar itself. So the heavy relic straight off the bat, when you're looking at the top of the guitar, is going to show you that this is the original wood of the guitar. So you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that was, what did I say the body was? Alder? Yeah, so you're looking at it, you can see the alder. You can see the original 3-tone sunburst. You can see where it would have worn away a little bit, like if this was your arm on the guitar. You can see where obviously your arm's going to take away that corner first, and then it's going to work its way in. other different rashes along the top of the body just from it hitting against things or going against stuff. It has the fret wear, so it's going to show you like where your fingers have been wearing away at this finish on the neck. Think of it also kind of like a cheat sheet too. If you ever need to figure out what notes you're putting together, if you look at that fretboard, it's actually a pretty realistic standard of some of the more commonly played areas on a guitar. So that's always pretty cool too. Then we flip it over, you can see you get the buckle rash. You know, you get the big old belt buckle scratching against the guitar, just the general wear and tear of it beating against you and your body, from cases, from leaning against amps. Maybe it's fallen over in some clubs over the time. The worn out finish on the neck always blows me away, how they do such a good job on this. I love a satin finish neck. I'm not a huge fan of gloss necks. My hand gets stuck. It doesn't slide very well. So when they do finishes like this on the custom shops, I love it because my hand just so naturally just slides up and down. I can get into position really quick, and I feel more comfortable. I feel at home with a satin finish or a light urethane type finish because my hand can find the root note quicker. It can find where I need to be faster, and I'm not second guessing myself. And then when we get to the top, you're looking at the Relic headstock, Relic hardware, all across the board, really. Double bound body, phenomenal job. I love these kind of guitars. I will never not show off a Relic custom shop, especially a Tele. What's not to love? So those are the custom shops that we received in this week.
Yes.
All of those just this week. So that's pretty exciting. So something for everybody, as long as you like Teles, something for everybody. We have some other cool stuff coming in. We're always getting custom shops, whether it's from Fender or the Jackson custom shop. We're always getting some cool stuff from PRS. So keep an eye out. You never know what to expect. We're always excited to show it off. We'll post videos throughout the week of us opening the case and showing them off, but I like showing them here because it gives us a little bit of a more, I don't know, individual highlighted time to go over each one. So those are the 3 custom shops. We'll come back to those again at the end like we do. We wrap up everything at the end of the show. So now we're going to go over to this Martin. This is new from Martin. It's from the new X series. Every couple years, you might notice that companies tend to revamp certain lines of product, whether that's Fender going from the Fender Mexico Standard to now being the Fender Player series, and now the Player Plus. Whether that was the American Deluxe series, which is now the Ultra. So all kinds of things like that. Fender's very notorious for it. It keeps things fresh, it keeps things moving, but it's also a cool way to express innovation, but to also adapt and show you things that companies have listened to over the years, like maybe like, hey, this could be improved this way. Hey, I liked this from a guitar you did back in the 90s. And they'll take that and they'll adapt and they'll grow and they'll attach it to some new things. Really what I'm getting at is Martin a couple years ago relaunched the X series and they started coming with these nice gig bags. But there were still some improvements that were left desired because it essentially was a new guitar with scalloped bracing, a different pattern on the rosette, and a gig bag. But everything else about it was the same. You had different tone woods and laminates available per model, but they didn't really change anything else on the guitar. They're all kind of still the same guitar, just small little improvements here and there. So I don't know if they've heard everything I just said or if they came to the conclusion on their own, but the new X series from Martin, which is coming out here fairly soon, so I have a little preview for you right now, they've taken all of those and everything has improved. And I'm very excited for this because this guitar is still in the same price range as the others, but it is leaps and bounds in improvement. This one currently is the 000X. They use a Brazilian rosewood high pressure laminate for the body, and they're all figured very well. They all look gorgeous. Solid spruce top. The rosette has changed, so that's kind of like your head-on descriptor to figure out if this is a new one or a previous model, is this has a new rosette to it. The Previous X series Martins have a the white pearl rosette around it, so that's going to be a little different. This has the I think it's abalone. Tuners, the tuning machines are a little different. These are like that like polished nickel type material. They hold up really well. The ratio is a good turning gear ratio, so your strings hold up and tune very well. You have the X pattern bracing, and it's scalped, so you get that's going to help with the overall like strength of your output, the overall tone, the sustain of the guitar. It gives it a strong voicing, really. And then they solve the issue of, all right, well, let me push the end pin into the guitar because I need to put a strap on it. But then all your input jack and the battery was over here, kind of on the lower bout. Well, now this solves that. And you might think, oh, that looks familiar. If you've ever held, played, or owned a like Road Series Martin, we're talking like the 10, the 11, the 12, the 13E series, they all had this very similar setup and component on the bottom. You have a strap button that's independent of your input jack, that is also independent of where the battery goes. But as independent as they all are, they're all in the same unit, the same structure, same piece. Super convenient. I'm thrilled that they adapted this to the X series because the electronics are called I think it's called the Martin E system. The Martin E1. When you take a close look at it, the Martin E1 is like their proprietary adapted version of the Fishman Matrix system, which is in their Road Series guitars made in Mexico. So you have a better quality guitar, you have improved electronics, you have the huge advancement of the basically your access points on your guitar all in one spot. You have the nice ratio on the tuners. You're getting the upgraded body and back and side woods, the nice solid spruce top, the Fishman style electronics, and all of these guitars are going to land you in that price point of roughly $699. So like I said, this is the new standard. This is where a guitar in this price point should be giving you this level of quality. And I'm glad that Martin realizes that and put that foot forward into the guitar community to say, at $700, this is the level guitar you should be buying. This is the level of guitar you should be taking out to gigs, to jam sessions, to rehearsals. You can plug it in and you can mic it. You can confidently record with this guitar. This is a phenomenal step in the right direction for what a guitar under $1,000 should be like. And I'm very excited that we're having these here at Island Music. So come on in and check these out. You will not be disappointed. So let's take this time. Let me check my time here. All right. Let's get into humidity control. Like I said, this is very important. Some companies have a way to investigate your guitar. So like say if your guitar cracks and you submit it for a warranty service and repair, companies can look at the wood grain. They can look at the bowing in the body. They can look at if your body sank. They can look at the wood grain, everything, and determine whether or not if your guitar has been well maintained for humidity. And here's the kicker. A lot of times if you're not maintaining the humidity of your guitar, those companies won't honor your warranty. And it's not them being jerks, it's in the fine print. If you go through your warranty statement on most guitars, especially your acoustics, in that fine print, 90% of the time you're gonna see verbiage, phrasing, however you wanna put it, that will say, if this guitar is damaged due to failure to maintain humidity, we will not honor any services or warranty. And they're totally fair to do that because a failed maintenance of humidity is not a manufacturer defect. That is total user error. And I'm not just saying that to be like, oh, how dare you? Like, it's something we need to be aware of. We should want to take care of our things, and guitars, they should take the priority. So, Jake's like, he's not wrong. So, our friends at D'Addario have what's called the Humidipack. This is recommended by 99.999% of guitar manufacturers in the world. We have the refills and we have the starter pack. What's cool with the starter pack is it's going to come with 3 Humidipacks. One pouch goes behind the headstock of your guitar in the case. The other pouch holds 2 and they drape over the strings into your sound hole. What those do is they give and take off the moisture levels inside your guitar case. So if your guitar goes below 50%, it's going to give off the moisture to correct that. If your guitar case goes above 55%, these are designed to take in to lower that percentage. And it's just one constant cycle. We sell the refills because after some time overall, these will dry out on you and they'll kind of feel like sandbags. That's when it's time to come get your refills. You might live in an area that doesn't require that, but we live in Maryland and our humidity is all over the place all year. So during the summer, you still want to leave these in there because they're going to take that humidity, that extra humidity from your case. People ask me all the time, should I leave my guitar in a case? Should I hang it up? I was like, look, we live in Maryland. I get it. Sometimes it's easier to play guitar if it's out. You can pull it off a stand and play it. But you need to know that the humidity in your house could be detrimental to your guitar. Leave it in the case if you want. Or you can purchase a humidifier for your room and maintain the humidity in your room that way. I do that at home because I have like 12 or 15 guitars that are just hanging up all the time and they're on stands. And so I bought humidifiers for my room. Best investment I could have made because now I'm not so worried if my guitars are going to get messed up. But if you're leaving yours in your case, or if you just want to case them up when it gets cold out, because like I said, remember when it's cold, that humidity drops, invest in D'Addario Humidipacks. If you buy a guitar like our 15th anniversary Taylor, you're spending $3,500 on a guitar. Spend the $30 to protect the investment. I will always push this. You can buy a $200 guitar from me. You can buy a $2,000 guitar from me. I'm still going to see if you want to add these to your ticket because it's worth it. Now, our friends at Taylor, speaking of Taylor, they also have a few options for maintaining everything. You can't go wrong with a hygrometer. What these do is they'll show you the temperature of the room, but they're also going to show you the percentage of humidity in the room. I have one of these at home. We have one or two of these around the shop. These are very worth the investment again. It's a nice way to be able to walk into a room and see where your levels are at so that you can maintain everything. So we sell these. They are $34.99. If you're interested in grabbing these for your home office, your music space, or if you're just curious about the humidity levels in your house, we have them. It's a great opportunity to learn how to track and maintain your instruments. Highly recommend it. One of my favorite things Taylor has ever come out with is the Taylor Sense. I have this in 2 of my 3 Taylors. I am going to install a 3rd one here shortly. What's cool about these is this syncs to your phone. And what it does is it takes out, it replaces the output jack on your existing Taylor. It's got the battery box, it's everything. It's a fully functional output jack. What it does is it replaces the one that's in your guitar because this has a Bluetooth chip in it to read to your phone. So on your phone, you download an app, the Taylor, I forget what they call the app, Taylor Sense app, you know, that makes sense. And you can add multiple guitars to it, and it reads the battery life on the 9-volt battery that's in your pickup. It reads whether or not your guitar has taken a fall or something bumped into the case. It'll tell you if something has happened there. It gives you the humidity levels. And then what's cool is it gives you a map that you can chart your humidity levels throughout the day. So it kind of gives you an idea of like, oh, at my house at 10:30 in the morning, the humidity drops compared to 4 in the afternoon. It's a cool way to do that. But yeah, it's just a fun way to track the health of your guitar. It's compatible with the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. We sell them here at the shop. Pretty cool. They're worth, again, something else worth the investment. If you're ever buying a Taylor acoustic and you want to protect it and you want to do all of these things, come see me, and if we buy a new Taylor guitar, I'll hook you up on a deal and we'll get you moving with all 3 of these products as well. And we will get you started in the right path so you can protect your investment. So let's rewind and settle up here. This was the Fender Custom Shop Blue Flower Telecaster. Maple neck, alder body, gorgeous guitar. Had the hand wound 67 pickups. That was the 7 1/4 to 9 1/2 compound neck. The American Custom Shop Telly in emerald green with the AAA bird's eye maple neck. This one had the, what were those pickups? I'm usually pretty good at remembering everything when you go back to it all. Triple O from Martin, with all the upgraded electronics and added features to that to really set apart what a guitar in this price range should do for you. So very excited for these. Can't wait to get the rest of them in. And don't forget all of your humidity control needs. Everything from the Humidipacks to the Taylor Sense to the hygrometers, we've got you covered because we want to see your guitars be playable forever and have a long life to them because we want you to enjoy your investment. We want you to enjoy the guitar you bought, and we'll do everything we can to make that happen. So my name's Jack. This is Live at 5 at Island Music Company. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.